Hi there, welcome to EU4's development diary of the 5th of December 2017. DDR Jake has done something, well, exceptional, something special. It's about speed. It's about speed in EU4, or the speed of EU4 in the late game. Ooh. So, the performance has been improved, along with performance bug fixes and balance changes. So, performance. That was how the performance was going. So here we have a graph with plots showing daily ticks accumulated for months. Time is in milliseconds. So you can see that in the later games, probably, in the later games, AI actors are getting huge performance spikes. And the rest is, well, not that important. As you can see, maybe country serial. So, and what they did, as we go later into the game, performance was getting worse. This is to be expected to a degree. As the game progresses, there are more and larger armies for the AI to consider. However, it was reaching levels we were not happy with. So they were reaching the 2.5 E plus 5. If someone wants to explain that scale, I'm happy. I'll just say this is a lot more than expected. And they made it so that this spike to nearly 2.3, 2.4 went down to around 2.1. But there are now two spikes here. Don't know why, but the spike wasn't reached anymore. And the general bulk of performance, as you can see here, was shrunk down by a lot. It's also probably, the two spikes are also probably depending on the game. And the numbers for country serial, as you can see here, it's quite thick still. It's quite small here, so they have improved the game speed by a lot, I'd say. It might even be, except for the spikes. The spikes can still be problematic. I think very big wars, especially in the late game. But all in all, your game will be probably around 70% faster, if that's applicable here. And 70% faster, like I'm judging from these graphs, just estimating. I don't know. There'll probably be someone who is better at this, but 70% faster is very, very nice. So there are still some spikes at key parts that we're looking into, but on the whole, performance has brought up to speed. And Mike SC says the following on tackling the matter. So thread utilization of AI. In the before image, you can see a bunch of parallel AI updates get started at the green marks and are done at the red marks. This is... I really like this for some reason, but I don't really understand it much. So with an evenly distributed processing time need of all AIs, this would be fine. However, in the later game, the AIs of the larger countries take much more time and break this. Empty space between the green and red marks was basically wasted time. So here, between the green and the red marks, where some of the CPU cores were just idling, and they managed to stack that together. We do now is have each country measure the time it takes for its AI to process one day and distribute the AI updates across the threads in a better way for the next day, so less time gets wasted. So multi-core processors will probably yeah, multi-core, like 8 core or something, or 8 threads or 16 threads will gain massive gains from this. Like, it's not that important anymore how quick your processor is in megahertz, like 4 or 4.5 or something. A 3 megahertz might be enough if you have enough cores and enough threads. So that's really cool. So TLDR on the matter is that there has been a lot of performance work put into a 1.24 Japan update. Look forward to your feedback on how the game ends up running for you. I'm looking forward to it. So, looking to have 1.24 available to you as an early Christmas present. And of course, that's also the name of the patch, 1.24, the 24th. So let's fast forward. Happy with the release of Cradle of Civilization, and the subsequent hotfix. Japan will contain a lengthy assortment of bug fixes too. There will be a list probably. That will be fun. They say thank you to all the people who made bug reports. And there are some balance changes. So, what are the balance changes? Movement speed of an early modern army, comparing it to the overall speed of our units in-game. In-game armies were moving oddly fast compared to historical estimations, and as such, they've reduced the movement speed of units from 1 to 0.7. But not without ways of increasing it. Historical strength of the nomads, for example, was their ability to cover great stretches of land quickly, as such have tied faster unit movement speed to those governments. So, if you have like tribals or nomads, you might move faster. Additionally, army drill will increase an army's movement speed by up to 20% at full drill. The well-prepared army will have a much easier time moving into position compared to green units. Then, other changes, interest rates being capped at a minimum of 1.0, intended that nations will have to reasonably balance their debts rather than it being treated as an infinite pool of money when modifiers were stacked heavily. Alright, the minimum is important and add to that matter. To this end, they've also reduced the strength of many interest reduction sources, as far more have been added since the launch of EU4, while the interest and loan systems have not. On the other hand, you have countries today like Germany or Denmark. If you lend them money, you basically have to pay for lending them money. So they have an interest rate of below 0, which is crazy. Like, give me your money and, of course, pay for it. Pay for it that I have it and you don't. How is that for you? Well, it's being stopped by this EU4 update. Maybe we need that in real life as well, right? Then a couple of changes for army professionalism. Supply depot, which boosts the reinforcement rate and supply limit, will last for 5 years instead of 2. Reserve's moral impact is now more effective due to increased daily moral damage. And I switched places with the reduced general costs. And more fixes and changes along with the Japan update, which will be talked about when the time comes. And when will that come? I don't know. And of course, there's another dev clash at PDX at, that was today. That was yesterday, I think. So, all in all, very good news. A very quick EU4 is always loved, especially by people who have a little bit older computers, maybe with multi-threads, maybe AMDs. So AMD fans, I'm among the AMD fans. AMD fans will be happy, probably. Very, very happy with the multi-thread optimizations. And Intel users too, of course. It will add a lot there too. And so, well, thank you for watching. that was a very different dev diary, right? But we all know that the DDR Jake is always good for a surprise. So thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. See you again in the next dev diary or in the EU4 Karakoyunlu that I'm playing currently. Very fun with a 1.23 Cradle of Civilization. Have a good time until next time.